So welcome back after the break. Let's resume the session, and you can just open your notebook or the register, whatever you are having, and just look at the board. Just look at the board. First of all, don't write anything. Just listen to me carefully for the next 5 minutes. I am going to discuss a very important yet very easy concept. This concept will be used almost in every chapter that we study in CA final audit. Got it, sir? So first of all, let's understand there is an entity. That entity is RRR Limited. Okay? There is an entity that is RRR Limited. That RRR Limited has what? It has prepared the financial statements. Got it, sir? In that financial statements, considering the nature of business, अभी you need not write with me, just understand whatever I am telling. ठीक है? Full focus on the board. Considering the nature of business, if in the financial statements there are 100 items, out of those 100 items there are chances that there will be 40 material misstatements. There will be 40 material misstatements. That means this is a risk. This is a risk which is inherent in the business of the entity. This is the risk which is inherent in the business of the entity. Sir, what do you call this risk? I call it inherent risk only. This is the name which is given to the risk. I call it as an auditor inherent risk. Got it, sir? Now, since there is an inherent risk in the entity has made certain processes around it. Okay, sir? These processes are called controls. So what is the work of the control? Sir, the work of the control is to prevent. Prevention is better than cure. Detect. If they are not able to prevent, then detect and correct the material misstatements in a timely manner. This is the work of control. Now these controls, what they did, out of the 40 material misstatements, these internal controls, sir, what they did, they corrected 30 material misstatements. 30 material misstatements got corrected, they got prevented, they got detected. So now these 30 are not there. How many are we still left with? Sir, we are left with 10. Sir, why are we still left with 10? Why are not controls able to prevent, detect and correct all the material misstatement? Because of the inherent limitations of control. Sir, what are the inherent limitations of control? When you are setting these processes, they also require manpower. They require cost. You need to do cost benefit analysis. Remember that point? Yes, sir. Plus, the internal controls are performed by the senior management. So the senior management can do that collusion wala part. Yes, they can override the controls. They can misuse the controls. So there are some control risks. Just because of that, I am still saying 10 material misstatements are left. What do you call this risk, sir? I call this control risk. Which in our example, inherent risk was what? 40%. Control risk is what? Sir, the control risk is again 10 by 40. 10 by 40, it becomes 25%. So, before the auditor comes, okay, what is the chances that the financial statements are materially misstated? Before the auditor comes, what are the chances that the financial statements are materially misstated? Sir, there were 100 items. Out of those 100, only 10 material misstatements are left. So these chances are only 10%. This is called the risk of material misstatement. That means the chances that the financial statements are materially misstated prior to the audit. Clear, sir? Another way of saying it would be that there was inherent risk of 40%. Out of that 40%, 75% got corrected. 75% got corrected. Now we are only left with 25% risk. So when you club this 40% and 25%, again you get what? Sir, again we get 10%. So another way of saying what is a risk of material misstatement? Sir, it is nothing but inherent risk into control risk. It is nothing but inherent risk into control risk. Is this part clear? Yes, sir. Now when the auditor comes, now when the auditor joins and starts doing the audit, how many material misstatements are there? Sir, there are 10 material misstatements. Out of these 10, do you think that auditor can detect all the material misstatement? The answer is no. Sir, why? We just studied in inherent limitations of auditing that even though audit is done as per the standards on auditing, still there are chances some material misstatements may not be detected. You cannot reduce the audit risk to zero. Still some material misstatements may be undetected. So let's assume the auditor detected. The auditor detected how many? The auditor detected 8 material misstatements. Still how many are left? Sir, still 2 are left. What do you call this risk? Sir, this risk is called detection risk. This risk is called detection risk. That is the risk of non-detection of material misstatement. Risk of non-detection of material misstatement by the audit procedure. Now give me one answer. Now give me one answer. Whole audit is performed. Whole audit is performed. What is the audit risk? Sir, the audit risk is very simple. There are 100 items. Out of those 100 items, only 2 material misstatements are left. So 2 by 100, this 2% becomes your audit risk. This 2% becomes your audit risk. And one more thing I want to ask you. What is the other way of saying it? Sir, you can say before the auditor came, there was 10% risk. Before the auditor came, there was 10% risk, right? There was 10% risk. Out of those 10%, auditor detected how many percent? Sir, auditor detected 80%. Auditor detected 80%. Still, how much risk was left? Sir, still यहाँ पे 20% risk was left. Still यहाँ पे 20% risk was left. So when I multiply 10% and 20%, again what I get? Sir, again you get 2%. So the audit risk becomes 2%. Let's revise again what I just told you. One risk is because of the nature of the business, which is inherent in the business, that is inherent risk. What was this? 40 upon 100, 40%. Now to tackle this inherent risk, what the management introduced? Processes for prevention, detection and correction of the material misstatements in a timely manner. These processes corrected 30 out of 40 material misstatements, still 10 left. This is called control risk. Now if I talk about before audit, what is the chances ki financial statements still have material misstatement? So the chances are 10 by 100, that is 10%, or I can say there was 40% risk, out of which 75% got corrected, only 25% is left. If I talk about the detection risk, out of the 10 left, these 10, auditor is able to detect the 8 but not able to detect 20. So 20% is the detection risk and overall audit risk is 2% only. Is this part clear? Yes, sir. Or we can say there was a risk of material misstatement of 10%, out of which auditor is not able to detect 20%. So again the overall audit risk becomes 2%. Please tell me, is the concept of these four types of risk clear? Inherent risk, control risk, risk of material misstatement, and the last one is about your audit risk. Please tell me. Crystal clear to all of you? I am sure you must have studied this concept in CA Inter also, but 99.99% sure not through this mathematical way. Not through this mathematical way. So I hope you enjoyed it and got some crystal clarity on how these risks work. Right, sir? Please write it down. Please write it down, giving you 2 minutes. Quickly write it down. It will give you the comfort for whole audit subject. वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. Don't sleep, huh? Don't sleep. Clear with all the points? Yes, sir. Now come to your book. Come to the book. Come to the book. Let's understand what's written. So first of all, what do you mean by audit risk? Sir, audit risk is basically we are done with the audit. We are done with the audit and still there are some material misstatements. So we are expressing the wrong opinion. So here in audit, what is our work? To express the opinion. If we are expressing an inappropriate opinion when the financial statements are materially misstated, that means this is a audit risk. So can I say auditor expressed a clean opinion? Auditor expressed a clean opinion when the material misstatement was there. This is what the audit risk is all about. Sir, this is nothing but a multiplication of the risk of material misstatement and detection risk. What is the risk of material misstatement? Risk that the financial statements are materially misstated prior to the audit. Financial statements are materially misstated prior to the audit. In our example, it was 10%. It has two components: inherent risk, inherent battery going down, turn down. Two components, inherent risk, and there comes control risk. Acha, what is inherent risk? Let's understand the definition. It says susceptibility, probability, chances, all are synonyms. ठीक है? Susceptibility means you express it in percentage terms. Susceptibility of an assertion about a ABCD. Sir, what is this ABCD? ABCD means your financial statement items that we just discussed while discussing about the assertion. You remember 3 items I discussed with you? Account balance. Oh, that is your balance sheet items. Then we discussed about class of transaction. Yes, sir. Yes. P&L items. And then we discussed about disclosures. That is your notes to accounts. So whenever there is a chance that these financial statement items, okay, whatever assertion is related to these financial statement items, in that there could be a material misstatement. Now that material misstatement can be individually or when aggregated with the other misstatements. Before considering the related control. Is this whole definition crystal clear to all of you? Yes, sir. We already understood the whole process, that inherent risk is what? Sir, this is susceptibility. It is what? Sir, this is susceptibility. Susceptibility means chances that there will be a material misstatement in the assertion. Sir, assertions are related to what? Financial statement item, account balance, class of transaction, and disclosure. Then this material misstatement could be individually material or when aggregated with the other misstatements before considering the control, before considering the internal control. Is this definition clear to you? Please tell me in the chat box. Is this crystal clear? No need to ratify. No need to ratify. You just need to be aware about the terms. You can make the definition yourself. Okay? But please keep it very simple and clear in your mind. 3 main terms: susceptibility, assertions about an ABCD, which could be material before considering the internal control. That's it. That's it. Now let's understand the control risk. What was the purpose of control? Sir, the purpose of control was prevention, detection, and correction. Come on. The purpose of the control was prevention, detection, and correction. If the controls are not able to perform their purpose, they are not able to fulfill their purpose, that is the control risk. So what is control risk? it is a risk. Come on, it is a risk that the misstatement could occur in an assertion about a ABCD. Are these 2 points matching? Yes, sir. Same way of writing. Once learnt, use again. Once learnt, use again. Assertion about a ABCD. Again, that could be material individually or when aggregated. Will not be risk that the material misstatement will not be prevented, detected or corrected on a timely basis by the internal control. Again, is this part clear? Yes, sir. Sir, please give us 1 to 2 minutes. We will learn these two definitions and type in the chat box done, 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 done. If you are saying how can I stop you, I have explained you the flow also. Now, please as a good student learn these two definitions and let me know. ICI will not ask in the exam, okay? But still you will get confidence by doing it. For your confidence, please do it. Giving you 1 to 2 minutes. Take your time. Awesome. Awesome. Preetashri, Aisha Shanida. You people have names tougher than the audit words, okay? You have such unique names, all of you, man. Crazy. Awesome, 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 awesome. Now let's move to the next part and let me explain this to you. Sir, it says that the risk of material misstatement exists at 2 levels. Sir, what are those 2 levels? One says overall financial statement level. That means it relates to the financial statement as a whole and potentially affecting many assertions. Many assertion means many items of the financial statements. Another is the assertion level. Assertion level means it is related to the financial statement individual items. ठीक है? Individual financial statement items. It could be an account balance, it could be a class of transaction, it could be a disclosure. Acha, tell me one thing. Have you studied a concept related to this in essay 705? That if there is a material misstatement, you check one more thing that starts with P. If that P is present, you give an adverse opinion. If you have obtained sufficient and appropriate evidence, I'm just checking your inter knowledge. Second point, if you don't have the sufficient and appropriate evidence, you don't give an opinion. That means you disclaim your opinion. What was that word that starts with P? P. I am giving you 10 seconds. Huh? I am waiting in the timer part. 5 more to go. Then I will tell. So Matthew has already told it. Sir, the right answer is pervasiveness. Right answer is pervasiveness. That means you need to check whether the risk is pervasive to the financial statements. Pervasive. We have to check. Yes, everyone. Absolutely right. whether this risk is pervasive or it is related to individual financial statement item, that means assertion level. These are the two levels here you need to see. Acha sir, why do we need to assess the risk of material misstatement at assertion level? To determine the nature, timing and extent of further audit procedure. If the risk of material misstatement is higher, you will increase the nature, timing and extent of further audit procedure. For simplicity, just write it here, testing. We will discuss it in detail later on. ठीक है? Later on we will discuss in detail. This evidence automatically will help in expressing an opinion on the financial statement. Acha, next part is detection risk. Risk that the procedures performed by the auditor will not detect a misstatement. Again, that could be material individually or when aggregated with other misstatements. Clear to all of you? Yes, sir. So I hope here till here everything is clear. Can I ask you one thing? Yes, sir. Ask us one thing. I said if there is a high risk of material misstatement. Okay, you understand this concept now, that we have to reduce the audit risk to an acceptable level. If the risk of material misstatement is higher, what is your acceptable level of detection risk? Please give me this answer. I want to reduce my audit risk to an acceptable low level. Okay, sir. If the risk of material misstatement is higher, what would be the detection risk that is acceptable to you? Higher or lower? Give me the answer. I will open all the screws of your mind. Okay? You will become an auditor by the end of today's session. Detection risk would be lower. Detection risk would be lower. Basic mathematics. So to reduce the detection risk, I will have to select more samples. Yes, sir. I will have to select more samples. That means the quantity of evidence increases. Is this the same thing that you told me in the beginning of the class? The answer is yes. See, you told me na, when we were discussing about the sufficiency of audit evidence, I said it is dependent on two factors: risk of material misstatement and quality. When the risk is high, you automatically said that the quantity will be high. Did you get this reason? Yes, sir. Now we got this reason. Is this interlinking clear to all of you? Pakka? All good? Yes, sir. So that's what I wanted to discuss. Now let's come to the first part of this essay that we were discussing. That is the overall objective of the auditor. So sir, the overall objective is nothing. We want to obtain reasonable assurance. That is nothing but the satisfaction. How we get the satisfaction? By obtaining sufficient and appropriate evidence. Once we have this evidence as to what? That whether the financial statement as a whole. Acha, let's come to the notes only. We were discussing here na, reasonable assurance is done. Now let's move to the next part. Reasonable assurance about what? Whether the financial statement as a whole are free from material misstatement. Now let's discuss this part. Okay? Now let's understand what is a material misstatement. Sir, please tell us now. Please tell us now, sir, what is material misstatement? So just look at the board. You don't need to write anything. You just need to understand. Okay? Let me give the heading material misstatement. You will enjoy, huh? Totally. So let's break it into two parts. Material and misstatement. Let's understand this first. Sir, what is a misstatement? In simplistic terms, I would say it is a mistake. Okay, sir. So let's understand what is a mistake. So let's take one of the persons, Abhijit. Okay, sir. Let's take the name of Abhijit. Abhijit gave his CA inter paper. Okay. He gave his CA inter mark sheet. This was his CA inter mark sheet, audit mark sheet. Got it, sir. In this audit mark sheet, he wrote blah 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 blah. ठीक है? Blah 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 blah, 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 and some more blah 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 blah. Then this mark sheet went to the examiner. Oh, or you can say the paper checker. This paper checker, ठीक है, he has to evaluate the mark sheet. How does he evaluate the mark sheet? He has one more document that is called the marking scheme. Oh, and in that marking scheme, what is written? Blah 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 blah. So both of them have blah 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 blah. Now, how does the paper checker actually evaluates the mark sheet? He checks whether what Abhijit has written, is it matching with the marking scheme? Whether this paper has been prepared in all material respects as per the marking scheme. If he says there is a mistake, what does that mistake means? Sir, mistake means there is a difference. There is a difference between what? Difference between the test written and the mark sheet and the marking scheme. There is a difference between, let's say, the mark sheet that he has given and the marking scheme. This is what the difference is all about. Similarly in audit, what are you checking? Let's talk about audit now. What are the two documents that you have? Sir, as an auditor, I have the entity's financial statements. These financial statements should be prepared as per Schedule 3, Ind AS, or in case it is a non-listed entity, accounting standard. This is called FRF. Now I compare the financial statements with the FRF. Got it? Got it, sir. Now if I say there is a misstatement in the financial statement, that means there is a difference. That means there is a difference. Sir, difference in what? Difference in the reported financial statement items and difference in what was required as per the applicable FRF. Now, sir, this difference could be related to any element. This difference could be related to any element. It could be related to the amount. It could be related to the classification, whether it is a revenue item, it is a capital item, whether it is a financial item, non-financial item. Okay. It could be related to the presentation and it could be related to the disclosure. Is this part clear to all of you? Is this part clear to all of you? Yes, sir. So this is what misstatement is all about. Difference in the ACPD. Say it with me. ACPD. ACPD, that is reported in the financial statements and that is required as per the applicable FRF. Is the definition of misstatement clear? Yes, sir. Now let me ask you. I want to invest in the shares of Reliance. ठीक है? I am planning to invest in the shares of Reliance Limited. I know that the revenue of Reliance is, let's say, 9,000 crore. Oh, but later on I get to know the revenue is not 9,000 crore. It is actually 899 crore. Oh. Case number 1 or case number 2, it is 8,999 crore. Okay. Or it is actually, let's say, 6,000 crore. Please tell me in which case will my decision to invest change? When will my decision change? When the revenue is not 9,000 crore and 6,000 crore, or it is 8,999 crore. When do you think my decision will change? Let's see who gets it right. Common sense question. Again, it is a matter of your professional judgment. First case or second case? Almost 100% of you have given the right answer. Sir, in this case, my decision will change. So you are trying to say that 3000 crore is a material misstatement. 3000 crore is a material misstatement. That means you are affected by 3000 crore. It is affecting the, you remember the definition of materiality. An item is considered to be material if it can influence the economic decision of an investor. If it can influence the economic decision of an investor. So if something can influence me, that means it is a material misstatement. So I hope the definition is clear. Please come to the notes. What is the misstatement? So it says misstatement is nothing but a difference. The difference in what? Difference in the ACPD. That means the amount, classification, presentation and disclosure of a reported financial statement item and the ACPD that is required as per the applicable FRF. Now this misstatement can be unintentional or intentional. Okay? It could be unintentional or it could be intentional. Now there is a Hindi movie that is called Hud Hud Dabang 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 Dabang. So in this, the actress says that I am not afraid of getting slapped by you. Okay? I am translating the dialogue for you. I am not afraid of getting slapped by you, but I am afraid of getting loved by you. Okay? So this person, Salman Khan, he tells her that I am giving you money out of love, take it. Otherwise, I can even slap you. So she says, I am not afraid of your slap. You can slap me, but I am afraid of your love. So now she says, we have changed the dialogue. She says, I am not afraid. I am not afraid of the misstatement. I don't care about the misstatement. There can be any misstatement. She is afraid about material misstatement. She is afraid about material misstatement. So this is the point that you need to understand. This is written in Hindi, so you can ignore this part. But this is what this picture is trying to say, that I am not afraid of misstatement. I am afraid of material misstatement. Clear, boss? Yes, sir. So let's again come back to our discussion that we were doing about the overall objective of auditor. What a classic overall objective there is. Okay? It is giving you all the knowledge. So first of all, what is the overall objective? What do you want? Reasonable assurance. About what? That the financial statements are free of material misstatement. Acha, tell me one thing. If there are no material misstatement, then can I say there is no material difference? Yes, sir. If there is no material difference, can I say that the financial statements have been prepared in all material respects as per the FRF? That is the next line. That is the next logical line. So if you know that the financial statements are free from material misstatement, that means there is no material difference. So you can express your opinion in other words. Financial statements have been prepared in all material respects as per the applicable FRF. Once you have obtained this assurance, once you have formed this opinion, you won't take it to home. You have to report it to the users. So you need to report and communicate as per the standards on auditing. Please tell me, is the overall objective now crystal clear to all of you? See, I could have finished the overall objective in maximum 5 to 6 minutes. I would have told you CA, inter, done, nothing new. But now, do you have a good crystal understanding of this topic? The answer is yes. Now, one request, take 1 minute, learn this overall objective with the same feel and the same flow that we just discussed. This will give you the confidence. Please do it right away, right now. 1 minute, learn it all. Come on, come on, come on. Very easy. Awesome. So let's see through the notes, whatever we have discussed. Let's cover that part. Overall objective done. Definitions, I have not told you about the FRF, so let's discuss the definition of FRF. Let's go through it quickly. Sir, what do you mean by applicable FRF? Applicable FRF means the FRF which is adopted by the management and which is acceptable for the preparation and presentation of financial statement. So for understanding, you can consider Schedule 3. It is the applicable FRF in Indian entities. Ind AS, told you again and again. And accordingly, if someone is not following Ind AS, then accounting standard. So one which is adopted and acceptable as per the entity. Then there are two types of FRF, just for your understanding purpose, because this will also come in a lot of essays. One is the fair presentation framework. Another one is the compliance framework. Compliance framework says just follow what the FRF says. Okay? It just says follow whatever the FRF says. But fair presentation framework, it goes a step ahead. It says that you have to follow what the FRF says. Okay? But if required, you can put some additional disclosures and you can also reduce the disclosures, but this reduction should happen in extremely rare circumstances. Oh, this is the only part that is given here. So it's very easy. It says fair presentation framework refers to following the FRF that requires compliance. Compliance so you have to do, but along with that gives 2 points, that if necessary to achieve the fair presentation, you can provide additional disclosures, and if necessary to achieve the fair presentation, you can depart. That means you can reduce the disclosures, but remember, this departure can happen only in extremely rare circumstances. So in India, we follow the fair presentation framework. We don't follow the compliance framework. Compliance framework is very easy. It just says comply with the FRF and does not contain any acknowledgement of 1 and 2. It does not say that you can add. It does not say that you can subtract. You just have to comply with the FRF. It does not talk about the addition and the subtraction. And last part that we are discussing today is financial statements. We all know what are financial statements. A structured representation of the financial information. Acha, financial information or historical financial information? Historical. Last year's P&L, last year's balance sheet. Okay? And what it contains? Sir, it contains the balance sheet, that is your assets, and your liabilities, that is your economic resources, and your obligations at a point in time. Changes therein, that is your P&L. So we all understand the meaning of financial statement, nothing crazy about it. Misstatements you have already covered. Professional skepticism, now you are pro with this topic. Professional judgment, you are again pro with this topic. Then we considered sufficient and appropriate evidence. You already know what is sufficient, what is appropriateness, what are the factors about it. Audit risk, awesome. We can't reduce the audit risk to 0 because of inherent limitations of auditing. So I hope you enjoyed today's session. We'll continue like this. This will be our approach throughout this audit classes, that we'll understand, we'll learn, we'll revise, and we will score maximum to maximum marks in CA final auditing, because this subject should be our highest scoring subject in the group 1. That's my target. That should be our target. So I hope you enjoyed the first session. It was the first time that we all were meeting together, but I hope this journey gets beautiful and beautiful and beautiful as the time passes and you keep enjoying audit like this. Okay? So keep studying with happiness, because then only we progress. Have an awesome day ahead. Take care all.